Welcome to the seminar of the proposals. It's going to be presented by Bintang Andrieta Julistira under the title The Making of Blog on Review on OK Computer's album by Radiohead. Before we start, I would like to first welcome to the reviewers. The first is Ibu Esti Sugiharto PhD for the first reviewer. Then also Ibu Nisa Khorinisa, MBD as a second reviewer. He's going to present it about 15 minutes, followed by feedback, question and answer sessions, starting with the Ibu Esti, then continue by Ibu Nisa. All right, before we further ado, please Bintang Andrieta to start the presentation. All the time is yours. Good luck.
First of all, thank you, Mr. Yazid, for opening this presentation. And good morning to MST as the first reviewer, and Miss Nisa as the second reviewer, and Mr. Yazid as my supervisor, and Miss Ilma as my second supervisor. So today I would like to present my final project proposal entitled The Making of a Blog on Review of OK Computer Album by Radiohead by Bintang Andrieta Julistira. My name 23531137. Okay, next. This is my table of content. So for the first one, there is a background, aim of project, problem identification, literature review, theoretical framework, significance of study, scope and limitation, method of production, characteristic of product, ethical consideration, special consideration, and the last one, sample. Okay, the first one is background. So is effective writing that combines factual information and personal interpretation to help readers understand work by McGrail Davis 2011. So in this context, work is song review. And then next, this project review a full album because an album is a coherent artistic unit where song build unity and meaning together. Gracie. And writing music review, important because musical meaning is created through interpretation of song, sound, mood, and lyric by Fritz and Marshall 2019 and Diombini 2025. And then next, OK Computer 1997 is highly influential and rich in figurative language that reflect modern anxiety and technology alienation by Rama Wijaya et al. 2025. Then the last one, this project produced an English blog. The name is Sound and Words, and using Milana and RD 2022 to analyze figurative expression, making it both a music review and an informal English learning medium. And then this is my problem identification and aim of the project. Problem identification. First one is many review discuss sound and production, but do not analyze basic figurative expression. And then the second one, online review often lack interactive features to support learning and engagement of the blog. And then this is my aim of the project. The first one, to provide information about Radiohead and the meaning behind OK Computer album. The second one, to review each song by analyzing musical element and interpreting lyric using figurative language focus. And last one, to create an engaging blog as a music review and informal English learning medium. The next is my literature review. For the first one, the author is Colin 2022. The title, An Audio Corpus Study of Radiohead. The content is quantitative audio analysis, tempo, timbre, and harmony. So the gap is there is no lyric interpretation, such as knowledge gap. And then the second one, Too Loud, Too Old Music, 2021. The title is You Pick It by OK Computer. Then the content, personal narrative review. The gap is not structured analysis, So this is methodological gap. Then the third one, Petri Dis 2017. The title is Okay Not Okay Not Okay Review. The content is historical and cultural context. And then the gap, no lyric evidence. So this is evidence gap. Then the fourth, Pitchfork 2017. What? The title is What It Felt Like. The content, reflection on criticism. And the gap, no figurative framework. So this is a theoretical gap. Then the last one is Hutahayan 2021. The title is Review Book of Dewa 19 Songs. The content is organized review book. And then the gap, the project is not digital and there is no figurative language analysis. So this is knowledge gap. And then next to the theoretical framework, the first one, a block review. Review block combines factual information and interpretative judgment by McGrail and Davis 2011. And then next is music review interpretation. I use musical meaning explained through language by Giombini 2025. For the review text structure, introduction, evaluation, interpretation, and conclusion by Devira and Westin 2021. And for the figurative language, there are metaphor, simile, personification, hyperbole, symbolism, irony, by Perrin as cited in Milana and RD 2022. And then this is my scope and limitation. For my scope is focus on OK Computer album only. For the content, album overview, song by song review. Includes basic musical element, lyric meaning, and figurative expression. And then interactive features such as quiz and comment section to add the engagement and interactive in the blog. And then for the limitation, does not cover other Radiohead album such as B-sides, live version. And then not advanced music theory or technical production. And then interpretation based on the writer understanding, but still uses sources to interpret the meaning of the song. And then the next one is quiz is informal. So this is not formal assessment for English learner. And then next, significance of study. There are two. The first one is Radiohead listener. And then the second one is English learner. For the Radiohead listener, better understanding of the album, meaning through lyric interpretation, and organized and easy to follow song review. And then for English learner, learn figurative language in real English context, in which is song lyric, and quiz and comments support engagement and comprehension. Next is the method of production. First one is product type. This is English blog reviewing OK Computer on weak side. Second one, data collection. I use a library or online study like official sources, music journalism, lyric sources, and dictionary. That is secondary data. And then next one, data selection, accurate, relevant, sport review, and figurative language explanation. Then next is data recording. This is a structure notes, lyric extracts, and citation. Then for the production process, outline, draft 1, revision, draft 2, final draft, and weeks layout, and then publish. Then this is my characteristic of product according to Pilford 2011. For audience and purpose, audience is Radiohead listeners and English learners. Purpose, to informative and interpretative review blog. For content and theme, content, album background, song review, lyric meaning, figurative language, and quiz as an interaction element in the blog. And then for the theme, modern anxiety, alienation, technology, emotional disconnection. For tone and mood, tone is conversational, reflective, analytical, and for the mood, thoughtful, emotional, sometimes unsettling, based on the album atmosphere. For the stylistic devices, I use descriptive and informative language. So, and then clear sentences. So easy for English learner to understand the meaning or figurative language. And then next is content and theme. The content is album background, song review, lyric meaning, figurative language, and quiz. And then theme. And then for the structure, there are homepage, album review, song review, comment section, personal thoughts about and contact. The next ethical consideration. So the first one, no interview or survey. So no human participant. Then next is lyric quoted only short excerpt. Fair use for education and review. And then next is proper citation for lyrics, image, and secondary sources. And then last one, audio access legally via Spotify or YouTube. So no redistribution. For resources, I use music platforms such as Spotify and YouTube. For lyric sources, I use Genius, AZL Lyric, and official booklet. For academic sources, I use journal and books, such as figurative language, blogging, and review writing. For platform that I use to make the blog is Wixsite. For the design of the photo or other element, I use Canva. Special consideration, I use dark theme and blue accents to match with OK Computer atmosphere. And next is readability priorities. So clear layout, typography, and navigation. Then last one, block-based access via laptop and computer. So this is recommended to open the blog using a laptop or computer. This is my sample of product. It consists of the homepage, album review, and one of the songs review. I use a white typography with the black background to increase readability and adding the blue element or adding the blue to connect with the album themes. And then in the homepage, I adding the 5 members of Radiohead and I introduce Radiohead. And then for the album section, I review and interpret the album. And then last one is for song review. I use a figurative expression, and there are quiz for increase the interaction. And then the last one, I add the QR code to to access the song. So if the reader wants to know how the reader can scan the QR code on the below. I think that's all for my presentation. Thank you so much. If you got a question.
All right. Thank you, Bintang, for the presentation. It's the time for review. I would like to invite the first reviewer, Ibu ST, PhD, to give some feedback. Test, am I audible? All right,
Yes,
Bintang,
sir.
can you show us the title that you have? You're going to make a review of product, or are you going to
Yes.
make analysis based on the figurative language?
So the project is basically product. So I make a blog reviewing OK Computer album song by song, but in the song review, I add figurative analysis to make it different with other blog, and it can help the reader learning something from this blog. That is figurative language.
Yeah, figurative language is one of the elements, yeah. Okay, the
Yes.
first of all, congratulations to you that you already submitted your proposal also with your seminar. But I'd like to criticize some part, yeah. Can you go to the references? How many sources that you've got from the only 16, I guess, yeah.
Yes, I get
Yeah,
a 16
actually
reference.
for the final project is that's to minimum. So you have to add more by the latest 5 years, yeah, and then the quality of the preview as well. Okay, now I'm going to asking to you, how do you clearly differentiate between music review and linguistic analysis in your blog? So the project doesn't become a research thesis, or is it a product? So this is less consistent. What do you think about that?
So for the music review, I add the interpretation in the song review. So for the lyric, I add the figurative expression to help the reader know the what's the meaning or what's the interpretation. So basically, this is a product, a project, but yeah, I add a little bit of analysis of figurative. So it's blend it.
Take a look at your aims of the project. So you have three, right? First, to provide information, Radiohead, and meaning behind the album of the computer. Second, to review each song by analyzing musical elements, interpreting its lyric with particular attention to figurative language. So you have to answer the second point. Then the last, to create imaging an engaging blog, and that functions to both music review and medium for English learning.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So for second, so for the analyzing, for the differentiate the analyzing music and analyzing the figurative language, this is different because for the music, I just use the basic analysis, which is like tempo, rhythm, and such as like that. And for figurative language, I use the Harian cited in Milana and RD to help me interpret to help me analyze the lyric so it can uh, interpret what's behind what's the meaning behind those lyrics.
Yeah, okay. Milana and others are the grand theory that you pursued for analyzing. And
Yes,
the
sir.
second reason, why did you choose figurative language analysis instead of the others, any other linguistic focus, for example, like discourse, theme, or narrative voice? Why you're focusing on more on figurative language analysis?
Because figurative language is suitable uh, for music, for lyric in the music, because it's like literature. So and figurative language is mostly found in this kind of text.
Can you show
Uh,
us the example of figurative language? Is it a hyperbole, analogy, or what that you find in your sample of analysis, a sample of product?
okay, this is the sample. So the lyric is in an interstellar bars. Verse, I am back to save the universe. So for the hyperbole, the idea of saving the universe is exaggeration. The narrator does not literally save the universe. Instead, the phrase shows how dramatic survival feels. So hyperbole turns emotional reaction into something large and powerful. So it's adding the dramatic effect. And
Yeah.
then the
How do
second
you
one,
ensure these interpretations of figurative language remains academically, not purely being subjective?
uh, I use the sources Milana and Ardi to help me define which one is hyperbole, which one is metaphor. So yeah, it based on the sources.
All right. The next question is dealing with why Radiohead? Why not the other album? What make you interest it?
First of all, Radiohead is the uh, most influential album by Radiohead, and and it it got a lot of figurative language, as I said in the background by Rama Wijaya, that found a lot of figurative language in this album. And besides that, this album is quite popular all around the world. By the first release, this album has got the first place in the UK chart. So I think this is quite good to be a project.
Okay, the last question from me. Can you show us the process of productions? How is the process step by step from choosing the lyric, interpretations, and until how you make the product?
In this sample, sir?
Yes, the process earlier until you completed the product.
Of course. Okay. So first of all, I listen to the song. In this example is Airbag. I listen to the song many times to to and then after I listen to the songs, I search using secondary data to the journal, to the web, and others to search about this song information. So after that, after I got the song song information, I write it the on the top of the queue. And then the second one for the musical element, SMS before I search for uh, I search information from web other and I listening to, and then I interpret the musical element. After that, for the figurative language, I analyze the lyric and then define which one of the lyric that uh, has the figurative language, and then I go Spotify and take a picture like this. After that, I add the analysis on the right of the photos, and after that, I add short quizzes too to make more engaging and uh, more more engaging and interactive And then last one, this is my thoughts about this song. So this is my personal thoughts about these songs. Uh, After that, I use a QR code for the reader to enjoy the songs.
What about mood and language being used? Is it going to be formal, semi-formal, or casual language? And who
It
are the
will,
targeted readers?
okay, it use semi-formal because uh, I got two kind of reader. The first one is Radiohead fans. Then the second one is English learner. So I think it's suitable to use semi-formal language.
Yeah, okay, that's all from me. I'll give it back to Pak Yazid. All right, thank you very much, Bu Esti, for giving some feedback and questions. Now let's turn to Ibu Nisa, our Nisa MPD, for giving some question. Well, Bintang, good morning. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Hey,
What?
yeah, the first of all, congratulations that you did it successfully to present your seminar proposal. And I just wondering to know that what sort of your inspiration to make this reviewing this blog, yeah? Because a lot of product make ebook. Well, you take initiative to take a website or blog. So what's the reason?
The reason behind I choose a blog to be my project is that I know that in this era, all of in this era, all of people use digital like handphone, uh, and internet. So I choose blog to make my project fit with this era, that people can reach this blog from all over the world, and it makes easier people to read my blog. So it can increase my reader. It can make the reader more wider, like
Yeah,
wider.
because of the digitalizations and also global access. Yeah. Now the second questions, why did you choose Wix? Yeah, you use platform like Wix, other platform like Blogspot or perhaps uh, Pinterest and other. How does this Wix choices to support the learning objective, or in it just an aesthetic?
Uh, for the choose, why do you choose Wix? Because the Wix provide uh, a good element, a good element to help me uh, making this blog. And then the Wix site is been uh, used by a lot of blogger to make a project.
Yeah, and also you add the other features. Yeah, the
Yes.
interactive features, the comment sections. So, for example, if the readers misunderstand your interpretation because you used a lot of figurative language, and how does the block structures allow the clarification or corrections?
So basically, in the homepage, I state that how this blog gonna be, and after that, the reader, I think does not uh confused about is it figurative language analysis or music review, because I stayed in the homepage, and then if you see on the airbag review, I just add the a little bit of figurative expression, and before that text, I don't I don't state about figurative language. So of course they think this is a music review, but after they read into this section, they found the meaning behind the lyric by using figurative.
Yeah. Okay. Next questions, maybe the last. So, in one of the feature, you also appears the quiz. Yeah, the quizzes that you provide. So, what will personally use the quizzes function pedagogically? How do you think that the quizzes function pedagogically? Are they going for reflection, comprehension, or just only engagements?
For engagement, sir, and for helping the reader, of course, to to more understand about type song.
So the regarding the layout and what do you call the feature, is it suitable for any devices, or is also with PC or computer, or even the other gadget like a laptop, or is it focused on mobile phone display from the website?
Okay, for so from the website, uh, I make the blog for the computer and laptop only. So if you open it from, so I recommend open it from laptop or computer, because if you open from the mobile, the design or element will be break, but you can still read the text.
Yeah, okay, that's all from me. Thank you. I'll give it to Pak Yazid. Okay, thank you very much, all the reviewers, Ibu Esti and also Bu Nisa, for giving some valuable feedback for Bintangs. We still have around 2 or 3 minutes. Maybe Bu Esti get other questions. Yes, one more questions. Yeah, okay, Bu. So, Bintang, considering the time and workload, how do you ensure that all songs review maintain the consistent quality? How you make sure about that?
uh, for the, because the, so I will focus on the song review first by first. uh, Sorry, sir.
Because you have 12
So
songs, right, to be reviewed. Do you think it's the has the same quality, equal to the other products?
oh, yes, I think it's equal, but not every song uh have have to have this long paragraph, because some of the songs have just a little bit interpretative meaning, but it's not too short. So maybe it just a different one paragraph or two paragraph. And about the figurative language, uh, maybe in this song I found two, in the next song I found one or three. So but
That's why it's quite variative, right? It's depend on
yeah,
the meaning and the lyric and the figurative you found in your analysis.
yes.
Yeah, okay, that's all. Yeah, so you have to be consistent. Yeah, thank you. All right, thank you very much for Ibu Esti for giving additional questions. So Bintang, have you taken note all the questions? So perhaps you can give some revision later on. Yeah. Now it's time for you to close. Would you please to close your presentations and leave the room because we have some discussion later on.
Okay. Thank you for being here today, for the reviewer and to the supervisor. Uh, that's all for my presentation. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.